Okay, so yeah, my name is Milson Munakami. I'm a lead cloud engineer at Harvard University Research Computing and Data Services, and primarily working on NERC, New England Research Cloud. And with me, I have Christopher Simon, Deputy Director of MGHPCC. So we're going to talk about fostering cloud adoption using a community-driven approach. So from yesterday and today, we reference NERC in many places. So what is NERC, right? So maybe some of you already using NERC on your research, some of you doesn't know what NERC offers. So we have different on-premise cloud computing services. For example, we have infrastructure as a platform, as a service based on Red Hat OpenStack. So here, user can request for dedicated virtual machines or VMs where they can use any root access. So they can install any kind of packages on them and then expose them to the public. And beside that, we also offer, based on Red Hat OpenShift, infrastructure as a code services, infrastructure as a service model where we allow user to have containerized workflows like Kubernetes and Dockers, right? And also recently we also launched this Red Hat OpenShift AI, which is more tailored toward the machine learning and AI and data science kind of platform. So here, user can customize their own images, upload their image as well, and then deploy them onto the different workbenches. And those workbenches can be shared among different researchers and their team. And also we have this storage as a service model where we offer different kind of storage options to the users. Based on NESI, so we have block storage that can be easily integrated or mounted to the virtual machines or the containers. And also we have more API-driven S3 compatible object storage, and that can be used on the applications using different programming languages as well as in different clients. So apart from this, we also offer facilitations and the consultations, right? So there is always a knowledge gap between the evolving cloud computing technologies and the academic professionals. So we want to bridge those gaps, so providing different user engagements and outreach programs. So why cloud? That's the question everybody wants to know about. Why not use the traditional HPC or HTC kind of setups? So because clouds give you more freedom and also more agility towards your research, right? So you can get more control over your resource and your environments. And this kind of interactive and on-demand compute can be very helpful for any scientific research. And we also incorporate different compute, like cloud-native computing environments based on Docker or any other new technologies like Kubernetes. So underneath, you're going to get all the benefits of those new technologies. And yesterday, we saw Dataverse can also be done on NERC. So those kind of data management portals can also be part of NERC, where the reproducibility can be easily achieved, right? So we saw the governments, we saw the provenance of data, applications, and the compute together. And then we can do all the reproducibility within the same environment. And beside that, we can also get more other benefits having cloud, like scalabilities, like you can do manual scaling or automatic scaling on the resource that you need based on your demand. And that is very helpful for any research. And also inbuilds more security features within the cloud can be very useful for data sharing and collaborations. So currently we have different kind of use cases on NERC, mainly web services and portal, so that research can share among the collaborators. They can share their data, their research, and then continue working on that, and future research can be done. Beside that, we have data and database servers that can be easily hosted on NERC. For example, we have one example where the researcher is trying to host whole human genomic data sets. So that's around 32 terabytes of data. So those kind of data can be very helpful and very can be a good asset, not just for one community, one particular research group, but for the whole scientific community. And yesterday we talked about data as a king, unless those data is available to the users. And those visibility can be only achieved when we can explore those data by using different kind of analytics tools. So NERC provides those kind of tools. For example, we have RSignees or Spark. Those kind of tools can be easily integrated within NERC. And those analytics tools can be very useful to understand about the underlying data sets. And this kind of non-HPC kind of workload can be easily loaded on cloud-native way on the NERC. So user can get not just CPU, GPU-based workload as well. And there are different kind of inbuilt pipelines. And also user can upload their own custom pipelines. For example, CI/CD pipelines, as well as machine learning pipelines and workflows can be easily integrated on NERC services. So currently, we are hosting different academic courses and classes, like Oren's class from BU. They are using Red Hat OpenShift AI. So many students can use the same workbench or share the same code base and then share the outcome to the class. So this kind of academic courses and class can be easily supported on NERC as well. So this gives the high-level stats about NERC. So you can see there are 11 different institutions, not just BU or Harvard is using NERC. And there are 771 total users, 67 different PIs, 121 different unique projects, and 41 unique field of science. So all these different field of science have their own research problems and their own use cases that is hosted on NERC. So recently, like John mentioned, we launched this new website. So if you can, go to nerc.mghpcc.org so you can understand what kind of services we offer and how to get started with those services, and also know about our team and work. So we also listed different kind of use cases and projects that we are currently hosting. So next I call upon Chris, who's gonna talk about our current user engagement and outreach strategies, and also talk about the future direction for this one so that it will be more proactive.
Thank you, Milson. So as I mentioned earlier today, I wear multiple hats at the MGHPCC, and one of those is NERC Engagement Coordinator, trying to lower the barrier entry and really increase the adoption of our cloud resources. And as you can see here on the left side, we currently have a lot of activities, standard ticketing and documentation and things of that nature, but we need to build off more educational opportunities as well as sort of try to build a more self-supporting community. One of the nice things about bare metal HPC and batch systems is we have the established pedagogy and course material to onboard users. But the onus is really put on the user when you're working in the cloud to understand new concepts. And so we've identified a couple of short course topics that we think you guys would be interested in, and I have them listed here. And one of the things we're going to do in our discussion period today is go through these short course topics and talk about how these topics map to the capabilities that are provided by the cloud, and also solicit input on some other courses you think Milson and I could develop to really help improve your MOC and NERC experiences. On top of that, we'd really like your input on how we can build a better community. When we work in IT support, so much intellectual property and really good stuff gets lost in the back end of ticketing systems. And so ticketing systems are great for requesting access and requesting resources, but how do you do X, or when would I use Y, is things I'd really like to get out more in the open. So we've talked about, a couple of different ways, like creating a Slack channel for users, maybe doing regularly scheduled Zoom-based office hours, setting up a NERC or cloud-specific online discussion forum, maybe leveraging the discourse-based AskCI, or setting up something similar to like the Linux user group model or the old Usenet groups. And in particular, OpenShift AI through Red Hat, they also have a user group. Our goal is really to be more reactive than, to be more proactive than reactive. And so during our discussion period, which will be somewhere over here, we'd really like you to get your input on what are these tools you would like and how you think we can build more of a community. There's only so many of us on the user support side. There's only like 4 of us, and there's thousands of you guys, right? So we really want to build a community that builds up expertise together and has ways to sort of communicate what they're doing and sort of build a self-sustaining user group. So thank you very much, guys. And next up, I think we have Mike and Heidi.